Okay, we're going to start out here in the little man cave, or we could call it the man crevice. I'm sure most men have a shelf, an area, dice, because sometimes I just can't decide. An area something like this, somewhere in your existence where all kinds of weird stuff ends up. Down here we have various Scalextric Scars, which are being done up to go on eBay. These three are going on eBay very quickly. The Capris are a bit of a project. That's a bit of a project. As you can see, that's a white Scalextric car. That's not white because just of age and the sun. So I ended up respraying this Porsche down here, of course one of the iconic 1980s Le Mans car. In the livery I used Enforcer 5, and I like it. So I do that kind of tinkering, mucking about, seeing how fast they can go. Over here, Flames of War 15mm war game. I do painting and stuff for other people. I do a bit for myself. This is an important experiment on the best way to paint a Sherman. The one on the right is a very kind of exaggerated, make the details pop one, and it graduates down to the one on the left, which is kind of minimalist, but I'll get there. Some little Paratroopers. Space Marines. I bought these in the 1980s, 1990s. There's a 1990s Captain model. I can't handle them too much because they're very sticky, because I've been soaking them to strip the paint off and renovate them, I guess. Right, that's them, that's them. Got some Formula 1 cars. This is my favourite in terms of driving it. Johnny Herbert, I think. I've got some nice new wheels to go on that. That'll really make it look nice, and that's going on eBay. It's in very good condition, all renovated. Some other bits and bobs. Very fast, these cars. Much more modern than most of the ones here, but they're magnetised, as is this here, which Scalextrics actually do like a sport selection, and that's got metal bearings in it and gears, and well, not gears, it's got upgraded gears, and you can vary the ratios. You get a selection of gears for the axle and the gears for the pinion, and there's all kinds of nonsense. That was actually painted by Dexter when he was about 13. I think he did quite a good job. Stripes are by hand. Anyway, in this one here, this is a Porsche chassis. This is just a quick, this has all happened in my lifetime. It does my head in. Look at all those LEDs and electronics, they're broken. Look at the 1970s Ford Escort with lights. We've got copper and we've got light bulbs. Nothing to go wrong there. I had to change the light bulbs and bend the copper back. Sorted. Right, outside. In fact, we'll head out. Got some strawberries, beautiful strawberries off that. The Tonka twins in the shade. Can you see that bad boy? One day, I don't know, it looks so beautiful the way it is. I was going to renovate it and restore it, but it just looks so beautifully shagged. I love it, and he's not a proper Tonka, but I love him anyway. Down here, some RC cars, 1/10 scale. I'm going to explain these because they're not what they appear. Well, this is a Tamiya DT02, the classic. It's got the most important upgrade you'll ever have on a DT02, which is something, in this case it's a carbon blingy extensions to mount the uprights, the shocks more upright. But this bar here, however you attach it, whatever you make it of, if you've got a DT02, you put a bar across those towers. I've got about 6 spare back ones and 1 spare front one. Any shocks on the front wheel, snap that right off. This is running very standard Tamiya speed controller. A non-Tamiya, where has it gone, 27 turn motor in the back. It actually has the shocks off of that car, because those shocks were on this car initially, because they look cool and they are very good. But we got this car for Dexter's birthday, built it all himself when he was probably about 13. Brilliant. This one is a Absima 2-wheel drive buggy. I like 2-wheel drive. I like the way they drive. Bought it, never bought one a Chinese kind of kit before. It's very close to being a clone of something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. It's brilliant, it's so smooth, it's so fast. Brushless motor that we put in there and stuff like that. Really, really good, fast. It's on these road tyres because we've got a splendid, very flat, very straight, newly resurfaced road out the front, and this goes incredibly fast on those tyres right there. This one here is going to be some kind of modelling project. It's a Rising Fighter. The DT02 originally was a Super Fighter with a hard shell Didn't look that good. This is actually a Sand Viper body, but we've ended up with the hard spoiler from the original kit, really for protection, almost as a bumper. The Lexan body. This one has the same body, so it's a Tamiya body. Sorry for the jump cut there, run out of memory. This is just on my phone, guys. This is just quick, rough and ready. Anyway, where was I? This has also ended up with the same body. Basically, it came with that kind of front cockpit truggy type thing, which wasn't that cool. It was more buggish than that. Anyway, this is really, really good. This one here is a Rising Fighter. Now, this is basically a frog, a grasshopper, 1980s, I'm going to say 1990s and 21st century. Tamiya kits are brilliant. They're the best kits. I'm going to say that. I'm a Tamiya fanboy. I remember when the only good kits in the world were Tamiya. It was that or Airfix or maybe Revel. But anyway, loving this thing. Really impressed with that. We're going to try a new 1/16 Chinese RC experiment, which ties in with the Snow Runner. You'll be seeing more of that very soon. If you're interested, and this is basically, I'm just showing you this stuff. This project, this is a Grasshopper 2 body. I've got bits and bobs. It's going to be turned in. This doesn't really run very well. You can tune them up a bit, but it's not. It's such a primitive chassis. I'm not sure it's worth it. It's going to be turned into some kind of apocalypse survivor buggy. We'll see. Right, over here, general outside workstation. Perfect. Obviously doing gardening at the moment and potting, but it does many things. I can just show you. Racking, all that kind of stuff. Stuff, things. Right, airsoft guns. I've been doing airsoft since last century, and this is just a small selection of what is available to us. What we have here is the first gun I ever built completely out of scrap and spare parts in about 20 years ago. M4A1, it started off as Marui, kind of M203 on there that fires the shot shells, 40mm gas powered shot shells. That bit is broken off. At the same moment that broke off of there, I broke 3 ribs basically. I was on an urban site we used to play at, an old, it's an army base, we used to lease it for the weekend for games. I had a right catastrophe. Yeah, broke my ribs, broke my gun. Bad day. But it kept running. It keeps running. It's morphed and changed over the years. That's my patented Mitsubishi, because I used to drive a beautiful old 80s Shogun at the time. Loved that truck. Anyway, this is a Marui G36. Very Gucci at the time. First factory expanded battery compartment. This is pre-LiPo technology. This, you know, my era of airsoft really. So yeah, big battery. Small batteries were so junk. G36. They were brilliant rental guns on the site that we used to run. Absolutely reliable. This here, try and get it all in the shot, believe it or not, is a first factory custom gun, which I believe the retail price on that when that was new was probably about 750 quid. It came with a full tune up kit, gearbox installed. We've broken that bit, but we got more. That little front end on it, and that was it really, and a sticker that I lost years ago. Should have kept the sticker, probably all the value was in the sticker. And then this one here is a Cyma, a Chinese AK, which when we play, whether it's at a site, which is quite rare, although we have plans for this summer, but they've been kind of gone, haven't they really? It's actually, I dressed up like the guy on the game cover of a game called Vigor. I've done some videos of it out in the back garden, just for a laugh. That's why it's got blue string on it. I was looking like a proper scavenger. Nice little paint job, done it myself. Won't do that with a camera, sorry. And anyway, this camera work is very amateurish. This is just a quick one, I've told you that. So, if you want to talk about airsoft, I'm kind of an airsoft time capsule. I know a lot about airsoft from 1998 to 2012. After that, it's all a bit of a blur. But anyway, lots of that stuff. I've got some stuff, you know, Maruzen Uzi with detachable wooden stock. Anyway, there's more. Just on the way back through the man cave, or should I call it my man crack, because it is lacking in girth. Just in case you spotted them, I had to fight this hornet for sovereignty of this area the other morning in my boxers. Is he focusing nicely? Come on. He's horrible. Oh no, he's not focusing. I put my hand behind him. Not interested. In case you've wondered, You may have noticed this construction: two 10mm drill bits, a biro, 3 M16 airsoft mags, and a can of oil is my camera dolly. So if I were to make some videos of just doing stuff and chatting away while I'm doing it, it would be here. Look at that, fantastic. Don't need China, build one yourself. Anyway, out the front, we'll just carry on through. We got little cars, we got medium-sized cars, and we got some slightly bigger cars. Now you may notice a trio of Citroen Saxos here. We have the Autocross car. Well, the Mustang there, we found that in the shed. Back of the shed, that's probably about 10 years old, never been used. That Swedish Army camo with a built-in kind of flappy detachable backpack thing. Very odd, I love it. Anyway, Saxo number 1 today is the Autocross car. It's going to get a good tidy up inside. It's got a lot of stuff in it that we take when we go camping to an event. It's a 1400. It's got a full cage in it because Dexter's been using this since he was 15 in autocross, and the junior class has to be 1400cc. No mods really, apart from that one there. That's a mod. A manual switch for the radiator fan, and a full cage because we want to keep our babies safe. Probably just going to leave the cage in it. Whether there's going to be any events to go to remains to be seen. Saxo number 2, the Mango Saxo. Legally orange. Just it had its 20th birthday this month, so it's not very well. I'll show you. So this is Madeline, my other half's Daily, and this is so much fun at loose surface auto tests like this. So he does that, and then that one there, we paid £150 for that Saxo. It had no MOT. We put new brake pipes on it, new rear seat belts because the previous owner's dog had eaten them. A few bits and pieces. Dexter's first road car, passed the MOT. Sorted. That's a 1.1, and luckily, because this has really been running badly lately, having two 1400s to switch parts over is such a time saver. But anyway, it's all here. Anyone want to know more? I've the fields around here where all the mowing's been going on, so I'm sorry there's been a bit of sniffing, but every field around our house has been mowed in the last 2 or 3 days, and the breeze is blowing all this way with all the dust that has made all the cars so filthy. There is one car missing. Madeline's at work. Mitsubishi Galant Estate V6. It tows these ones to competitions. It gets me up and down motorways for work. I paid 320 quid for it, and I've done 40,000 miles in it so far. Love it. It's in stealth mode. We're heading around the back now, and we've got a Volkswagen Beetles. It's not ours, it's James's. It's beautiful. He's been putting on this disc brake conversion that looks beautiful, came with these lovely calipers, but there is a problem here in that every project has its nightmare. James runs his Beetle on these old rims on the front and with the spacers, and the spacers go on there and hit the calipers. So at the moment the car is kind of self-clamped. It's got a little ecosystem on the roof, which I like. I mean, I've spent hours trying to get a patina like that on a model. Into the backyard, one of the gems of our place. All kinds of stuff out here. This is the general area. That's all wood for the fires, etc. There's some ramps for one of the trailers in there, a shed, pipes. We got a trailer there. Here we got these trailers. The one in the middle is ours. We're renovating that. Saxo fits on it perfectly. We need to fix the brakes. Socializing area over there, all very nice, and a proper lawn and flowers and stuff over the back. Then we got this beast here. Now John, our landlord, bless him, did his apprenticeship on this digger in the 1960s. It's amazing. It has it's a crank start diesel. It is the odd job man of our lives, really. He's made attachments that go on it to like
plough and stuff like that. Anyway, we actually bring the auto test car out here. We've got a circuit around the back there to the right, round the back of the trees. We use some cones to mark out various, more like an auto test course, very tight, very technical. Obviously, we can't do speed. We don't want to tear up the ground. We do it on road tyres, and we don't do it very often. But you can't leave the car sitting around for that long between events and seasons. So this is our little racetrack. Over here, we've got the tiling, brick, metal, and whatever department of the garden. There's also loo. There's a oil drum barbecue for that kind of night. We've got the cones. We mark the courses out with various things. Look at that Ford Sierra bonnet. That's a trailer that I'm going to mess around with. That's for a sit-on mower that we've got, and we've got a kitchen sink, of course, and we've got various pipes and stuff there that we leave there and see what's living under it every few months. That's an old trailer we're fixing up. John and his sons used to use that to take their cars to touring cars and hot rods. They were both champions. In fact, his grandson is 19 and this is his company car. Oh, it's a bit cooler over here, and now I can't hear the digger. What have we got? They are Ford Escort, maybe Capri rear axles in there. Stuffed pipes, more space. This is where Dexter and his mates come and camp. They set the tent up in here in the summer. Well, they did. Who knows now? They're men. Yeah, and that bit we just leave. The deer like it in here. Bricks, you never know. So yeah, fortunately one day there'll probably be about 30 houses out here. Yeah, so there you go. This is where we hang out and muck about and build things and break things and just do all that fun stuff. You've seen what we like to tinker around with, mess around with. The Galant was feeling marginalised, so there you go. There's a picture of the Galant on towing duty. It was 40,000 miles I've done on that car. It sounds like 14, sorry. Anyway, if you're interested, give us a like, comments. Tell me what you are into. If you're a sub, I want to know what your hobbies are. I'm nosy. You might be seeing more of this. Really depends on your response to this video. I've got trucks to build. I've got loads of airsoft guns to fix up. So let me know what's piqued your interest. But for now, guys, take care of each other, and goodbye.